ones. Maybe some sad traitor slips a sack over the wronged woman's head. Maybe he's her erstwhile lover. Maybe he's already fucked her. He's just following orders. He drops that long black bag over his prisoner's face so he can't see her terror or how well she knows him or her humiliation when the platform drops, when she shits herself and swings. I wore my flat expression in Paris like a lead apron, so no one could see the radioactivity inside. If I was living in one of the places where I grew up, be it trailer park or motel room or the little wooden house with the chipping green paint we had for 3.5 years outside of Winthrop, Washington, a Western-themed time capsule that the few tourists who bothered to come that far north couldn't resist, there would be Sunday church or potluck suppers or a local dive where you could drink beers and dance on the bar. Community, my daddy's gal pal back then called it. But I'm sure even there I'd find some way to get canceled. I've been run out of town, or should I say towns, so many times. It's almost impossible for me not to speak my mind. My craftsman, weed-selling, anarchist father was what you might euphemistically have called itinerant. We moved around a lot, up into Canada sometimes, and then back down into Idaho. For a while, we lived out of his pickup, so with zero to lose, I usually was too stupid to hold back. All's to say, I have one big fucking mouth. Paris, France was not my problem. At 24, I was lonely everywhere I went. I was lonely all the time. Winthrop was what Daddy called the most Mayberry of all our base camps. I rode to school there on a yellow bus like kids do on TV and skipped 2 grades because my vocabulary was so damn genius. I read a lot. There never was much else to do. And had numerous, at the time, not-so-sucky semi-siblings, only one of whom got shot at the community college in 15, Tommy, but on FB I saw he made it out alive. Just a flesh wound to the shoulder, a post I'd made certain to like. I also had a pet guinea pig, Carmel, her fur a light, creamy amber. But we couldn't call her that because that was my father's girlfriend's name. Humanoid Amber worked at Mercy Medical. That lady felt certain she could diagnose us all, even though she was only a physician's assistant. My daddy was immature with a learning disability, and Tommy was ADHD. His jumpiness saved him. He dived out of one of the second-story classroom windows as the shooter began to fire. And I was manic-depressive. Up and down, up and down. "You're on the seesaw of life, Meredith," Amber liked to say, sitting at the kitchen table, drinking her evening beer, untying her white shoes and ditching her support hose, rubbing the dirt out from between her toes, making me want to puke. Which sounds just about right. Plus, she said I had oppositional defiant disorder, which is definitely true and was one of the reasons she finally asked us to leave. That and Daddy sleeping with her sister. Topaz and Amber, my hand to God. I was sad to go, but Daddy wasn't. He said, "Mary, you've never seen the Rockies. The sun shines 300 days a year. Cliffs get so red at dusk they look like steak cooked rare. Everyone is rich as Croesus and wants nothing more than to ski and buy handcrafted tables." We moved to Woody Creek and into a trailer, which we shared with a bartender at the tavern around the corner. My daddy worked in Aspen. I sort of went to high school, got bored, and then started dating high rollers when I slipped into waitressing at the tavern. Talk about your melting pots. Oilmen from Texas, Silicon Valley zillionaires, Mexican landscapers, coke-snorting ski bums. We all ate queso together, me behind the bar, snarfing down that gooey melted cheese and chips for free. One was a movie producer who got me to Hollywood. The rest you would know if you kept up with your TMZ. I only ever saw my mother when she was getting divorced or was being released from a mental hospital. She was a world-class beauty, always at her most gorgeous upon reemergence. Her eyes moist and shining, cheeks hollow, hope burning so bright I'd light up.